Hello everyone, welcome back to English Grammar and Literature World. Dear students, today we have a very special class and this class is related to preposition. We have total 30 important questions from preposition and this class will be very much helpful for any kind of competitive exams like SSC, CGL, CHSL, MTS and different kind of state competitive exams. So let's start today's class. Look at the first one. The cat jumped, dashed the wall and disappeared. So look, the right answer is option A, over. Look, over is used when there is movement, okay, from one side to another side by crossing above something. So in this case we have to use over. So option B, on, option C, into and option D, across are totally inappropriate. Okay, so look at the next one. She is good dash mathematics but weak dash physics. Okay, the right answer is option B. She is good at mathematics but weak in physics. Why at and in? So look, good at used for skills and abilities. Okay, so good as used for skills or you can say abilities, but weak in always suggest or used for subject or any kind of field. Okay, actually it is a subject. Okay, subject or specific field. So she is good at mathematics but weak in physics. So option B is the right answer. Next, the meeting was postponed dash next Monday. Look at the option A, till, option B, by, option C, for, or option D, on. So tell me the right answer. Which one is right? So look, the meeting was postponed. Option D, on. Okay, on. So postponed on is used in case of any kind of days or dates. Okay, so postponed on suggests days or dates. Next, he has no interest dash politics. So tell me the right answer. So look, he has no interest in, okay, in politics. So option C is the right answer. Actually the word interest is always followed preposition in. So interest in music, interest in sports, interest in politics, etc, etc. Okay, so next, this is the fifth number. The boy ran dash the road without looking. So the right answer is option A, across. Okay, so across means from one side to another side. Okay, so option A, across, is the right answer. Option B, through, is not right, because through is used when something has boundaries like tunnel, forest. In this case we have to use through, not across. Also option C, along, and option D, over, are totally inappropriate. Next, she insisted dash paying the bill herself. So look, the verb insisted always followed preposition on. Okay, so insisted on, and option A, at, option B, for, and option D, in are not appropriate. Next, he was accused dash stealing confidential files. So look, the verb accused, okay? So in this case, we have to use option C of, accused of. So accused of is a fixed preposition, or you can say fixed phrase used for crimes or wrong action, okay? Used for crimes or wrong action. That's why option C of is the right answer. Option A for, option B with, and option D by is totally inappropriate. So look at the next one. The teacher was angry dash the students for making noise. Okay, so word angry. So angry always followed preposition with. So option B, with. So angry with used for people. On the other side, angry at used for situation or things. That's why at is not appropriate. We have to use with, because here is a students. Students is a animate object, not inanimate. That's why option B with is the right answer. Next one. The train arrived dash the station late at night. Obviously the train arrived at. So option D. Why at? Because at is used before very small places like station, or you can say bus stop. Okay, these are very small places or schools. That's why option D at is the right answer, or right preposition. So this is the 10th. Okay, she is married dash a government officer. So tell me the right answer. Which one is correct preposition? So she is married. Option A 2. Not with. Okay, not with. Married to someone is the correct structure. Okay, married with is totally incorrect. Next, the police are searching dash the missing child. Look, the verb searching. So searching obviously for. Okay, for. So option B, for is the correct preposition. Searching for means to try to find something. Okay, so not of, not by, or not with. Next, he is afraid dash dogs. He is afraid of. So option C, of is the correct preposition. Afraid of express one kind of fear. Okay, one kind of fear. Or afraid of heights, afraid of dogs, afraid of lions, etc. etc. Next, the book is different dash the one I read yesterday. So look, the word different. So the book is different. Obviously, option C, from. Okay, from. So different from is grammatically correct and preferred in exams. Different than is not actually appropriate. Okay, not appropriate. So different than is informal and not exam safe. That's why option C, from, is the right answer. Okay, next, the child hide dash the table during the game. So the verb is hide. So hide always followed preposition under. So option B, under. Okay, so hide under means directly below something. So not beneath, not down, or not below. So the word under is the standard preposition. Next, this is 15th. She congratulated me dash my success. So the verb is congratulated. So congratulated always followed preposition on. Understand? Good. So option C, on, is the right choice. Next, he was absent dash school due to illness. So absent always followed preposition from. Okay, from. So he was absent from school due to illness, not for, not at, or not in. Next, the road leads dash the temple. The road leads, obviously option A, towards. Towards the temple. Okay. Next, the baby is crying dash hunger. The baby is crying from, option C. Okay, from. Crying from hunger. So from shows cause or reason. Okay, crying from hunger means hunger is the reason or cause. That's why option C, from, is the right choice. Next, she was born dash Kolkata. So look, the word Kolkata is a big city, is a metropolitan city. So not a small city. That's why we have to use in before a big city. Okay, so option C, in, is the right answer. Not to, not on, and not at. Actually, on is used before days, before date. Okay, or in is always used before big cities like Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai, etc. etc. Next, this is 20th. He is senior dash me in the office. Actually, apparently, it seems that option A, then, is the right answer. No, then it will be totally inappropriate. Then is not the right answer. The word senior always followed preposition to. So he is senior to me in the office. Understand? So senior, junior, superior, inferior always followed preposition to. Okay? Good. So look at the next one. The players were tired dash the long journey. So tired always followed preposition from. Okay? From. Good. Not with, not of, and not by. So the preposition from shows the result of effort or activity. Understand? Very good. Next, the teacher divided the class dash for groups. Look, the word divided always takes preposition into, into, into. Okay? So divide into parts or groups. Into is a right choice. Not among, not between, and not in. Next, he succeeded dash hard work and determination. So look at the verb. He succeeded. Option A, through. Through, okay? Look, through shows means or method. So which method we have to use? So this is a question. In this case, we have to use option A, through. Not by, not with, and not in. Understand? Very good. Next slide. Look, the exam will begin dash 10 a.m. So this part is very much important. 10 a.m. Actually 10 a.m. suggests a specific time. Understand? Specific time. So tell me the right preposition. Which preposition we have to use before time? Obviously option A, at. At. So the exam will begin at 10 a.m. Actually 10 a.m. is a specific time. Okay. Next, this is 25th. She was disappointed dash her result. Disappointed with. Okay, with. So option B, with, is the right answer. Okay. Next, okay. He is capable dash handling the situation one. So look, capable. The word capable takes the preposition of. So option C, of is the right answer. He is capable of handling the situation alone. Okay. Next, the bird flew dash the open window. Obviously option B, through. Okay. So the bird flew through the open window. Here, through means movement from one side to another via an opening. Understand? So one side to another movement. In this case, we have to use option B, through. Next, this one is very much important question. Okay, I prefer tea dash coffee. So tell me the right answer. I prefer tea over coffee. No, this is totally inappropriate, not over. Dear student, this part is very much confusional. Option C, 2 is the right answer actually. So I prefer tea to coffee, not over, not then. Understand? And not from. Very good. So this is the 29th. The old man died dash a heart attack. So look, died. So died always takes preposition of if it suggests internal cause. Understand? So of suggests internal cause like diseases. It would be fever, dengue, okay, cancer, etc., etc. But if died suggests any external cause, we have to use option C, from, like any kind of accident. Then you cannot take preposition of. So this is the difference between died of and died from. Understand? Very good. And this is the last one. The child fell dash the stairs and got injured. So what is the right answer? You people tell me in the comment section. Okay, so this is the question of the day. And keep reading, keep writing, and keep watching English Grammar and Literature World. So dear students, thanks for watching.